Hey everyone, Hurricane Liz here, back for another Hot 5 KDP niches of the week, and I'm pretty fired up. I did look at these beforehand just to make sure there was enough ideas out there in the world of KDP to bring to you guys, and I'll be honest with you, I found a ton of gems. So I'm fired up to do this video. I hope you're fired up. About the only thing that I'm not fired up as is I just don't feel funny. So for the guys and girls that put the comment in there like, Liz, we appreciate your jokes. Today, guys and girls, I'm just not feeling the joke. So it's going to be a little bit more of a serious video, and I hope you all forgive me. Certainly, my cat has forgiven me as she's never excited for this. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so we're here on my screen share, and let's have a look. Again, we've kind of mentioned a lot of these themes in the past. Here's Ambitious Girl, which again goes to having the whole female empowerment niche, and we've also seen it in the boy niche as well. So in general, people are wanting to get their kids empowered. And just to remind everybody, we are in the Amazon Hot New Releases, specifically this time looking at the broader niche of children's books. We want to see what's going on in the broad scope of things. That way we can kind of get some ideas off of that and then figure out how we can weave them into KDP low content and no content, because we can do that with pretty much every niche that we see out there. Like right now, one of the themes that I am noticing quite regularly is the whole presidential thing, where obviously I gotta be honest with you, I don't even know what's going on with that. I've seen things about Trump being impeached, and I don't even know if Biden's taking the office, but call me crazy. I just hate to watch that crap, and I really don't care, as I will adapt to whoever is in office. But I've been seeing a lot of things about Kamala Harris as well as Biden, and things about the presidential switch. So that is going to be the #1 topic as of right now that we must pay attention to and create some sort of POD around that. Just because if we can really strike it good with something, then their chances that we sell it are pretty high. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one out as, again, politics. This is the Kamala Harris book. However, I have seen a couple things about Joe Biden, and they're really taking off in the t-shirt niche. I've seen some crazy designs in the t-shirt niche about Joe and Kamala, which kind of shocked the hell out of me, and I'll see if I can show you guys one later on. But here we have one book called You Have a Match, so I'm guessing that is kind of a play on what's going on with Valentine's Day, as that is approaching really quickly. And then here we have this book called Outside Inside, which again kind of relates to coronavirus, and it looks like a little girl and her cat that are stuck inside, but they're staring at the outside world. Again, something else that relates to that. Also, this Gone to the Woods has been pretty much lighting up the charts quite regularly. And here we have Champ and Major, the first dogs. Like, why not the first cats, people? Like, where's all the love for the cats, right? All we have is stuff about dogs. We talked about rescue dogs last time and that there should be a rescue cats book. But here, Champ and Major, first dogs. I don't know if that's the real names of the current president's dogs, but even if it's not, these guys are lighting up the charts. But where are the first cats? Like, where are my cat people at? Give me a message below if you're a cat person. Like, my cat's downright ticked off right now that she's not on these charts. So let's get a first cats book out there. I will be more than happy to show that on the channel and even color a page in it. But let's go ahead and keep going. My butt is so noisy. We talked about that. We talked about the Turds in Space book. Again, farting animals, urinating animals. Where's all the love for the farts, the peas, the sharts, and the turds? You can create almost any animal in a book like that. Obviously, if a little girl farting and saying her butt is noisy, and we've also seen farting unicorns and farting reindeers, we got to get more love to these types of books. So don't be shy, just do it. Let's go and see what else we got. We got Tiny T-Rex. I've talked about this little cutie right here hugging the little heart, and the perfect Valentine. So Valentine's Day, it's probably too late if you have a book coming out, because you will see that once we jump into the activity book, there are a ton of these. And Tiny T-Rex, I mean, he takes the cake. Look at that cute little smile. How could you not like this little handsome devil? So here we have Birds Can't Read. If you guys remember, this is Sammy the bird. I wanted to slap the red right off of him because he just looked like a Debbie Downer, but it seems like he's turned a new leaf over, turned a new wing over, and he's pretty happy with the simple fact that he cannot read, which is awesome. So let's go to keep going and see what else we see. Diary of a Piglin. That looks like it might be something with Minecraft. And here we have a theme that we've talked about in the past called the National Parks map. So if you recall, you can take this theme and make an entire brand out of it, because there are a ton of places that you can focus on the geography aspect of and do a ton of different map books. So this person here just put a bunch of national parks in one one map. Whereas I would recommend to split the national parks up into separate books, because then that gives you an entire catalog, and people will have a reason not only to buy one, but to buy multiple, especially if the content is epic. So again, never focus just on the quantity. Try to make sure that they're quality books and that people will want to buy multiple copies of those books. All right, so here is the second one that I'm going to call out. We've seen this theme on multiple occasions. This is I Love You and Cheese Pizza. So again, food niches are fire, and pizza is the #1 most loved food in all of America. In fact, 90% of Americans cheat on their diet with pizza. So pizza is the #1 mistress in America, and that is why you should have some sort of book or theme focused around maybe not just pizza, but other items that Americans cheat on, like fast food and or ice cream or things of that nature. We talked about making them more of a kawaii theme, so they're more cute, and a lot of females will dig it. Also buy your books because, I mean, they like cute stuff. Here we have the Color My China book, which we've talked about in the past. It is Chinese New Year at the present time, and there are billions of Chinese out there. So again, why wouldn't they want to buy that for their children? It's an absolute necessity. So here's the third theme that I see that you should be focusing on, and we really haven't talked about too much, and a lot of people overlook this particular holiday, but every single year hundreds and thousands of Americans go out and drink on this day like there's no tomorrow, and we try and emulate the Irish, because I'll tell you this much, I've drank with an Irish girl before, and it was the toughest competition I've ever had to go through. She outdrank every single one of us, and that was in one of my Mexico masterminds about a year ago. But this is called Lucky Charm, and it's a book about St. Patrick's Day, which again, as I said before, it is a holiday that's often overlooked, but people love this holiday and they love to party on this holiday. And what better way to party than giving somebody the gift of a little lucky charm in the form of a book. However, even though this is a book, you could create a no content or low content book related around the subject of St. Patrick's Day and something about luck and lucky charm, and it wouldn't be that difficult. All right, and here we got a couple more that look interesting, but nothing that stands out. Here is Rebel Girls, 25 Tales of Powerful Women. Again, going back to this whole female empowerment issue and the fact that, and as you can see in this book, they featured, looks like Kamala Harris, and it's definitely RBG. So again, this whole female empowerment issue is fantastic. And then one thing that I did notice while I'm looking through here is this Diary of a Pug, which we've talked about in a previous video. The thing that I like about this particular brand and how they've done it is that it can almost play into anything that's hot in America and in pop culture. So not only is it Diary of a Pug, but this one is kind of a parody on America's Got Talent. It's Pug's Got Talent. So this is the power of having your own brand or your own branded character, that you can quickly and easily build themes around current affairs that are really hot in pop culture, and therefore get a lot of extra sales. So they've done a tremendous job of this. If I had a branded character, I would take a look at all the other titles that they actually have and try to focus on copying them and or looking for hot pop culture themes that you could potentially take into your character. So awesome job that they've done that really caught my eye as I was looking through here. Here we got the Farting Unicorn. Farting Unicorn, what would life be without a farting unicorn? We've seen unicorns doing all sorts of shit in the countdowns, but the ultimate fairy, the farting unicorn, there's nothing more elegant than a unicorning fairy flying around the world, farting the beautiful little rainbow farts with sparkles and glitter and stars. It's just very magical. I can clearly see why it sells so well. So then we got the Grumpy Bear. Again, the Grumpy Bear is always there. And I've noticed a bunch of themes based off of being outdoors. So that's going to be the next one. Is we're coming into spring. People are kind of excited. We've been locked up in the house far too long and we want to get outdoors. So some sort of outdoor theme, that can easily be done in a low content book as well as a no content book. We've got a lot of hiking journals, camping journals, things of that nature that would be fire at the present time, because we're about to go and head into that particular season. So that's the next one that I really want people to notice and to focus on. It's about that time of year where people want to go outside. So again, another St. Patrick's one, this one with the Berenstain Bears. So you know, if the Berenstain Bears make the theme, it's obviously well worth the money to invest, especially if you do have a branded character. So let's go and keep going and see what else we see. What we're going to do now is to get more specific. So we're going to go into activities, crafts, and games. And then there, we're just going to look at everything in general to see what actually pops up. So let's see, the same old ones as we usually see up at the top. Here's the nature anatomy activities for kids. Again, getting back into being in Mother Nature, being outdoors. We obviously want to promote that since we are coming into spring and the weather is getting a little bit nicer in some parts of the country. In other parts, it's still cold AF, right? So let's see what else we got. A lot of Valentine's book, as that's not surprising. Valentine's is all the rage. We are almost there. Here's an interesting one, Be a Nurse Like Me. So that's kind of an interesting book in general. And again, more Valentine's Day books. Lots of dinosaur books, lots of animal books, as we talked about in a previous countdown. And A Penguin in the Closet. I don't even want to know what that's about, but it sounds kind of interesting. I would certainly want to read it, but it's pretty interesting, to say the least. Now this one here, Good Morning World. I don't know about this cover. I'm curious to see what your guys' comments are below. What do you guys think about this cover? I think it's bad. I apologize if it's any of your books out there, but I don't know. I don't like the cover. I'm curious as to how they even got 1-star review in there at 29,000. I might actually review this and take a look in another video because it just doesn't make sense to me, because that is an awful cover and I just don't see how they would ever even get clicks to that cover. The Don't Laugh Valentine's Challenge, which is pretty interesting the way that's done. And also, here's again, the Riddles Brain Teasers for Smart Kids. Where's the love at for the dumb kids? Like, we deserve a book too, right? That's why I still absolutely think that the Dumb Kid book would sell. A book that eats itself. I'm not sure what that's about, but I'd be afraid to have a book like that in my house. I'd be afraid that book would want to eat something else. So we also have the Corona Pirates, and I might be reading that wrong. No, I'm not reading that wrong. That is true. I can't even imagine what that's about, but that is a guided journal, which is very interesting. So again, the idea of this guided journal is quite interesting to me. I think we're going to open this up and see what we're dealing with and see if we can actually look inside. It's $14. So a guided journal for kids. I don't ever think I've actually seen that. So that's a fantastic idea. And I think that a lot of you all should look into this theme more of this guided journal. So I'm going to call that out just because I find that pretty fascinating. And I've seen a lot of guided journal for adults. So why not for kids, right? Anything that usually sells for adults, other than that stuff, will sell for kids very well. So I definitely think that's a fantastic niche that is yet to be explored, and it might just be a bonus one. We'll have to think about that, but I certainly think it deserves me to talk about it just about as much as I did. Now, I love this one here. For some reason, I think this one really caught my eye. Unipause Adventures. I like the way that they turned a dog into a unicorn, and they know the fact that unicorns sell, and things that you slap horns on at the top of their head and call unicorns will sell because people love them some unicorns. So this one stands out, and it almost, I would want to explore to see if this is a branded character, see what other things are out there, but it would almost want to make me slap that horn on a cat or all types of different animals just to see if we could get some sales and come up with a very creative name like Unipause. So I love this book. That's why I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Now let's see what else we got other than Valentine's Day books. Would You Rather Ooh edition. So I like that too. We've got more unicorns with hearts and butterflies. Like, why not slap a butterfly on a unicorn with the heart? That should sell. Almost any female in America loves those two things, unicorns and butterflies. I don't know a single one that doesn't like either, right? Obviously, if it was a moth on the heart, they'd be squealing like, oh my God, a moth, but it's not, it's a butterfly. So butterflies are fantastic. Let's see what else we have. Here's the rescue dogs. Here's farm animals, as we talked about. Now this is one, probably gonna be the last one that I wanna talk about. We talked about bugs in the past, but this Lines and Spiral books caught my eye earlier because I've never really seen anything like it. And it made me wanna investigate the brand a little bit more in depth because the brand's name is Lines and Spirals. And I thought this book was quite interesting. We've never seen a book like this, at least I haven't. It's an optical illusion book, but as I looked through the rest of their titles, none of them were selling too well, and that could just be because of the fact that they're not really good at marketing them. So keep your eye out on this optical illusion line and spiral niche or theme, as it could become popular if the right person creates it and then markets it properly, and it's not a theme that I've seen in the past anywhere on these countdowns, and I've been looking at this for over a year now. So the fact that it's on there and it made the hot new releases but hasn't really sold too well, and they do have multiple books like that that haven't sold too well, I think it's very intriguing. It was, at least for me. I thought it was an interesting concept. It reminded me of back in the old days, they used to have those line and spiral things. So for a lot of boomers children, a lot of the generations past, Gen X, I think I'm thinking about. So Gen X would be possibly interested in that, and Gen X has a lot of kids, they have a lot of grandkids, and so that could be a theme that could take off in the future. And again, other than that, all I see is the regular amounts of things. So that's a wrap. I think we had more than enough ideas to get started on to creating our books. We are in mid-January, so we still got the entire year to focus on this and just absolutely crush it in 2021. So as usual, questions or comments, post below. I always personally answer them, and I'll see you guys on the next video.